Welcome back to our channel, soap lovers. Today is a beautiful, bright day to dissect the absolute madness unfolding in Genoa City. Grab your favorite snack, settle into your comfiest chair, and let's dive straight into the drama because we have so much to unpack today. I cannot believe they actually did that. I mean, seriously, are we even watching the same show right now? My jaw is still firmly on the floor after witnessing the sheer, unadulterated stupidity of Jack Abbott. I am sitting here, typing furiously at my keyboard late at night because I just need to vent to people who actually get it. Am I the only one who is screaming at their television screen every single time Jack Abbott comes on? Because I feel like I am completely losing my mind. Jack is literally playing with fire, and not just like a little campfire. I am talking about a massive, raging inferno named Patty Williams, and he thinks he can just control her. He thinks he can just use her as a pawn in his little corporate revenge game against Victor Newman. I'm sorry, but Jack has to be the most gullible, arrogant man in the entire history of daytime television. I've been watching the show religiously since 2015, and this is without a doubt the absolute worst, most reckless thing Jack has ever done. And that is saying a lot, considering Jack's long, embarrassing history of terrible, horrible, no good, very bad decisions. Remember when they tried this kind of manipulation storyline years ago with other characters? Yeah, it didn't work then either, but this takes the cake. Jack is facing some terrible, horrible mistakes right now, and the worst part is that he brought every single bit of this onto himself. He actually thought he could manipulate Patty Williams. Patty Williams, the woman who is a literal walking tornado of psychological instability. He thought he could just dangle a little bit of affection by his eyelashes and use her as a weapon to destroy Victor and Nikki's marriage. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back to the point. Let's talk about the absolute delusion of Jack Abbott. He genuinely believed that Patty was just this fragile little bird, who was so obsessed with him that she would just blindly follow his orders and take down the big bad mustache. But guess what? Patty is not the fool here, Jack is the fool. Patty is starting to see right through Jack's fake charm. She is starting to realize that Jack's little alliance is nothing but a joke. She is looking at Jack and realizing that he is just using her as a tool for his own dark, twisted plots against the Newman family. And if there is one thing you do not do, it is make Patty Williams feel like she is being used and discarded. We all know what happens when Patty gets mad. People get poisoned, people get kidnapped. Plus, Jack's own son Kyle just found that old document proving Jack and Patty have a secret child together. Kyle is absolutely furious, screaming at Jack in the Abbott mansion, and Jack's entire family dynamic is falling apart. It is a disaster waiting to happen on every single front. Because here is the kicker, folks. Jack's grand master plan is already crumbling to pieces. Why? Because Jack, in all his infinite wisdom, is suddenly getting cold feet about his revenge plot because he wants to reconcile with Diane Jenkins. Yes, Diane. The woman who literally faked her own death and let him mourn for a decade. The woman who just teamed up with Victor Newman, the very man who kidnapped Jack in the first place to execute a hostile takeover of Javo Cosmetics right out from under him. I mean, make it make sense. Jack is suddenly pivoting, thinking he can just drop Patty like a hot potato so he can go play happy family with Diane, despite her massive betrayal. He is about to make a decision that will lead to the most horrifying consequences imaginable. He is changing his tune, backing away from the Patty alliance, and he thinks there won't be any blowback. And you know what? Patty is picking up on this. She is not stupid, unhinged. Yes, delusional. Absolutely, but stupid. No, Patty is realizing that Jack will never, ever be faithful to her. She sees him pining over Diane, desperately trying to win back a woman who has betrayed him time and time again. She sees him running to Nikki Newman for comfort and emotional support. Patty is looking at Jack and finally realizing that he is never going to be the knight in shining armor she built up in her head. Her feelings for Jack are starting to evaporate, and honestly, that is the most terrifying thing that could possibly happen to the Abbott family. Because a Patty Williams who loves you is dangerous, but a Patty Williams who feels betrayed and scorned by you, that is a lethal weapon just waiting to detonate. But here's where the story gets so good I can barely stand it. Because Patty isn't just crying in a corner over Jack. Oh no, she has found herself a shiny new toy, Andrew Matt Clark. Yes, Matt Clark. Can we talk about this absolute bombshell of a twist? I know some people are loving this, but personally, I am terrified and thrilled all at the same time, Patty and Matt. It is a match made in actual soap opera hell, and I am entirely here for it. I mean, who would have thought that these two would cross paths and actually hit it off? It is brilliant writing, even if it makes my blood run cold. It all started at that coffee shop. The moment Patty and Matt locked eyes, you could literally feel the chaotic energy radiating through the screen. Patty, who has been desperately craving validation and someone to just look at her without judging her horrific past, suddenly finds herself face to face with this handsome, charming, amnesiac Matt. And Matt, who is currently wandering around Genoa City with no memory of the absolute monster he truly is, looks at Patty and doesn't see the crazy cat lady who poisoned people. He just sees a woman. He sees someone who is willing to listen to him. It is so twisted, but you can't deny the chemistry is off the charts. And then we get to that May 18th episode. Oh my gosh, I was literally on the edge of my seat. Matt summons Patty to his room at the Genoa City Athletic Club. He actually invites her in, looks her dead in the eye, and confesses that he feels a deep empathy for her. He tells her that they are the same. He said they are the same. I mean, he doesn't even know how right he is. Matt tells Patty that he doesn't judge her, completely ignoring the massive laundry list of crimes that Phyllis Summers tried to warn him about. Phyllis literally cornered Matt and told him about Patty feeding peanut cookies to a highly allergic Summer, explaining how Summer almost died and how Patty is an absolute menace to society, and Matt just brushed it off. He completely ignored Phyllis's warnings because he feels this twisted, dark connection to Patty. He doesn't care about her past because he doesn't even remember his own. That was the exact moment Patty's obsession shifted. You could see it in her eyes. The switch flipped. Jack Abbott. Who is Jack Abbott? Suddenly, Patty's entire world revolves around Matt Clark. Because Matt is giving her exactly what Jack never could, unconditional acceptance. Matt isn't using her yet. Matt isn't judging her. Matt is just accepting her. And for someone as psychologically starved for affection as Patty, that is the ultimate drug. She is transferring all of that intense, suffocating, fatal attraction right onto Matt. She is ready to go to war for this man, and she barely even knows him. But wait, because the writers decided to just throw a massive barrel of gasoline onto this already raging fire. Just as Patty is falling head over heels into this new obsession, Matt's life takes a shocking, violent turn. Suddenly, Matt is ambushed. He is taken hostage in his very own room at the GCAC. We see him tied up, gagged, completely helpless. And I am just sitting here screaming at my TV. Who did I tee? Was it Phyllis trying to violently regain her leverage after Matt turned on her and exposed her plans? Was it Victor Newman orchestrating a secret kidnapping to protect Nick? Was it Nick himself, fueled by his terrifying fentanyl addiction, deciding to take matters into his own hands? The suspense is literally killing me. Honestly, it doesn't even matter who tied Matt up, because what matters is who saves him. And who comes to the rescue? Patty freaking Williams. I swear, the scene where Patty shows up at the GCAC on May 21st is going to go down in our history. Patty, in all her chaotic glory, manipulates a hotel maid named Marcy Goldman to get access to Matt's room. And what excuse does she use? She implies she needs to get in there to spice things up with her lover. I cannot with this woman. It is so perfectly, terrifyingly Patty. She just waltzes right in there like she owns the place. So Patty gets into the room, finds Matt tied up and gagged, and she saves him. She unties him. She rescues him from his captors. And in that moment, the unholy alliance is permanently cemented. Matt, who is already feeling betrayed by Phyllis and doesn't know who to trust in the city, looks at Patty as his literal savior. She proved to him that she is the only person in Genoa City who actually has his back. She showed up when he was completely vulnerable and helpless. If Matt wasn't fully on Patty's side before, he absolutely is now. He trusts her completely, which is the most dangerous thing an amnesiac psychopath could possibly do. And this is where I need everyone to realize just how much danger Jack Abbott is in right now. Jack is walking around, worried about Diane, worried about Kyle being mad at him over the secret child document, completely oblivious to the fact that he just unleashed a monster and then turned his back on her. Patty's feelings for Jack have evaporated, replaced by this intense, burning devotion to Matt Clark. And Matt Clark hates the Newmans, sure, but if Patty points him in the direction of the Abbotts, oh, it is over. It is entirely over. Jack has no idea the storm that is brewing right under his nose. If Patty decides that Jack needs to pay for using her, for leading her on, for treating her like a disposable pawn in his corporate chess game, she now has Matt Clark by her side to help her execute her revenge. Matt is a psychopath. Patty is unhinged. Together, they are a literal nightmare. Jack's family is in so much extreme danger right now. Kyle, Diane, Harrison, none of them are safe. Jack thought he was the puppet master, but he just handed the strings to the two most dangerous people in town. I am dreading what comes next, but I also cannot look away. I kinda want to see Jack face the consequences of his own arrogance. He deserves a reality check. He needs to learn that he cannot just play with people's lives and expect zero blowback. But I also don't want to see anyone get seriously hurt, and with Matt and Patty teaming up, a body count is almost guaranteed. Am I the only one who feels this way? We are watching a slow-motion car crash, and Jack Abbott is asleep at the wheel. I just hope someone wakes him up before Patty and Matt drive the entire Abbott family right off a cliff.